Alright, hello and welcome my friends. It is I, Jaffa. You're going to see the pause screen here for a second. I want to make sure that I am actually streaming. Okay, that's an ad, so let me just check back on it. Okay, I've been doing a little bit of work down here on the base. I'm basically beautifying the base. There is a little bit more that I'm doing, so I'll go ahead and show that off as well. But I'm trying to get the base to look a little bit better. I decided to go ahead and plant the jungle tree in here so that I can get jungle wood. I'm going to be tearing this out here, which is my cactus farm thing. Oh, I don't even have signs on that. Huh. Okay, well I rebuilt that downstairs. It's been doing fine for cactus, but I'm going to be moving it because I don't want it there anymore. I'm turning all of this area, replacing this with the new section downstairs, replacing this with the new section downstairs. I want all of this area to be slime farm. Oh, I need to show you the slimes. I've started getting slimes spawning in that area when I opened it up. I mentioned last episode how I was going to open it up. Let me hurry and pop over and verify. Yes, I am streaming. Awesome, guys. Okay. Slimes, yeah. So as you can see, I haven't gotten a whole ton, but I'm getting them, and that's the important part. But anyway, let me eat and then run down. Oh, I need to stop using that pick. It's about broke. Okay. Okay, so first thing that you'll notice down here is I've completed the floor on the second, the floor of the second level. So that's all closed in now. Not too much has changed down here. I showed you the reflection before. I showed you the flint farm here. As a matter of fact, I want to hurry and make sure that my sound is going. Give me just a minute here, guys. Let's see. Farm here. Okay, yes it is. Alright. Anyway, the flint farm, yeah, set gravel up there, it pushes it over, that sort of thing. Then I built this. Here's for my cocoa beans. I've been getting, every time I hit this button and I replant, I still have 40 extra cocoa beans, so I've got more than I'll ever need. I've moved my netherwort farm down here, again, more than I'll ever need. My 2 high plants, I still need that one. And then I built this. There's a pressure plate here if I wanted to walk in on this side, or one here if I want to walk in on this side. What happens, it pushes the dirt up and glass down to push all of the drops out into the center area. That was the farm that Etho has in his man cave. I really, really like this idea. Now, when I come back over, yeah, you can see it's the same thing. But I get pumpkins and melons very quick, very easy. I don't have to worry about a silk touch axe, which, yes, I'm going to continue to keep that farm until that silk touch axe breaks, and then I'll tear down that farm. But anyway, here is my reed farm. Rebuild it. And then here's the cactus. Huh. Huh. Maybe I'll have to move that down. That's interesting. Well, I'll revisit that later. Don't need to show that off on my stream here. This is what I'm currently working on, and I hope... before I make that mistake, again, this is like the 12th time that I've had to drop down because of forgetting stuff down here. Oh, now you got space. Awesome. Yeah, we'll just do this. Oh, and I still don't have space. Okay, I'll throw these out for right now because I've got a storage chest over here for them. Anyway, guys, how's it going? How's it been? Life is quite good. I went to a parade, pride parade on Sunday, and got dehydrated, got sick. So life is good. My wife and I are supporters of marriage equality. So when the verdict came out that Supreme Court has ruled, yeah, my wife's Facebook exploded. One guy that we met at the Pride Parade says, I believe in marriage equality. Everyone should be as miserable as I am. So anyway, yeah, the marriage equality is kind of a sensitive subject, especially in this state. But, you know, I believe that if we're going to treat people as equals, well, that was bad. That was bad. Come on. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. I can't get out. Ah! Yes! That was stupid. Oh, and I didn't make another pick. God. Anyway, totally disrolled where I was going with that thought. But anyway, let's see. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and try and restart here, because I don't remember where I was at on that thought. Okay. Exit. Exit. Wow, that worked. Okay, so on that thought, as far as marriage equality, I don't understand why some people say that, you know, you in order to be Christian, you cannot tolerate non-Christians. I myself am not Christian. I'm Eastern. I've mentioned that before in previous videos. I am not a Christian, but I don't understand how Christians who claim to follow the teachings of Jesus, and, you know, they say God is love, and I want that block back. Let's see if I can jump up here and get it. Nope. Oh. Anyway, they say that they believe in Jesus, they believe God is love, how they can claim to have love and yet hate people who are different than themselves. And not even, sorry, this is going to turn into a rant, not even different than themselves as far as gay and straight. The difference from themselves, they have problems with other Christians. You know, it's like, oh, so you can get out by moving forward. Good to know. Anyway, they have problems with other Christians. So either believe what I believe or I'm going to hate you for it. You know, that isn't what their Jesus taught. You know, it's, I did it again. Okay. Time to stop being stupid about this. So I'm just gonna do a little dirt pillar, and yes, a lot of people call them dirt pillars. I call them derp pillars with P. Anyway, I wonder if this is where I want my ceiling or if I want it down one. Let's see what it looks like down one. Oh. See if I have it down here and just go over to that there to have the elevator. If I go up one... Sorry guys, this is not going to be a very cohesive episode because I have to think, and you know that I can't think and talk at the same time. So if I did this, I could actually get rid of that fence. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to do it up here. Anyway, so yeah, I've got family members who are very, very strong Christian. They believe that oops, can I click that? Oh, maybe from over here. Nope. Oh, whoops. Now I can. Okay. Anyway, they believe very strongly that their moral right, they have a moral right to like judge others, hate others. They don't care that the people that they're judging are supposed to be their brothers and sisters. An example, family of mine that are Christian, they like to judge me because I am supporting gay marriage. Where, you know, if you actually look at what Jesus taught, and yes, I understand what Jesus taught, even though I'm Eastern, of religion and of biology, but my family, they prefer not to acknowledge our heritage. Yeah, basically I got told once by a family member that we were not of that descent. So why do I need to act that way? And I had to remind that particular person that we were of that descent. That there is no question of it. And yeah, that family member just was appalled over me. Whoops, that was the wrong placement. Well, I can get it from below. Anyway, wow, my brain is all over the place, and I definitely apologize. You can hear I have the sniffles again. Yesterday I spent all day having a minor migraine, and when I get sinus migraines, it causes me to have the sniffles real bad. Now I've looked into it medically, and supposedly what I have, I can't remember the name of the syndrome, but it is it's a syndrome that people have when they get too cold. It is said that the Bible, I guess, prophet or whoever he is, Solomon the Wise, or whatever his name was, it said that he had this syndrome, this disease, that made it to where he couldn't maintain his own body heat. Oh shoot, I did that wrong. Oh, I got it back. Cool. No, that's not what I want. Okay, just let that drop. So, put these back. Anyway, the story of Solomon, or not Solomon. Now I can't even remember the story that I was told. Shows you how much I know about that. Anyway, there's one of the, I guess, patriarchs, one of the leaders of the religion. He couldn't maintain his own body heat, and so he had to have someone sleep with him for him to have his own body heat, or for him to have body heat. And it's kind of an interesting story because the person, and I do wish I could remember who it was. The person could not maintain their own body heat, so they needed someone to help them. That same syndrome is what I am experiencing. There we go. It's the same syndrome that I'm experiencing in that I get cold really easy, and if I don't stay warm, then I get the bad sniffles. Anytime that my sinuses go off, I have a chance of migraine, and it's really been, I guess the term is debilitating. It's been making my life exceptionally hard to go ahead and live regularly because of the fact that I have to have high temperatures. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Okay, supply run yet again. Anyway, I have to have fairly warm temperatures, and so it makes my wife just hate me. Because she's always hot. Myself, I'm always cold. So one of the solutions is to wrap yourself up super warm, and that gets into one other thing is when I am wrapped up a lot, I have a hard time breathing. So, yeah. Overall, not a good syndrome to have. So you'll hear me sniffle, and I do apologize. That's what was going on last week as well. It seems that I get hit with this about 3 or 4 times a week, and there's no true solution. There is medication, but it's just for quality of life. It's not an actual cure. It just makes you suffer less. And so, whoops. So anyway, back to the gay marriage thing. I've got family members who absolutely refuse to recognize our heritage, and they are Christian instead. Which is not a bad thing. Don't think I'm beating down on Christians. But I beat down on hypocrites. People who say they believe one thing and they actually believe another. The hypocrites that I've been around, family included, that say, oh, well, God is love, Jesus is love, and then they use any words that he said as a justification to hate someone. That's hypocritical. Different than the doctor's oath of Hippocratic, but it's hypocritical. Basically, you're judging another for something that you yourself am slightly guilty of, or mostly guilty of. When a Christian says, well, God is love, what they are supposed to be saying is that God God doesn't care about what you did. He's still going to love you anyway. So if that is the case, he doesn't care if a person's gay. You know, if God has forgiven people of their sins, as they say, you know, died on the cross, sins are forgiven, that's everybody. That's not just the Christians who call upon his name. That's everybody. So, yeah, it really bothers me that they continue to say, well, I have grace, but these other people are going to hell. You know, if God is going to save somebody, he's going to save everybody. At least in my opinion. I haven't read anywhere where it says otherwise. So, there you go. Now, the reason why I'm using stone brick on this is so that it looks good from underneath. This is actually going to be carpeted up here, so we're really not going to see it anyway. But yeah, when I look up from the bottom, I want something that looks pretty good. I will not have any type of, well, you know what, now that I think about it, maybe I should have a viewing platform from up here for that. God, decisions. Anyway, so yes, celebrate marriage equality. The court has ruled, and whether you agree with the law or not, it is now law. There are people who say, you know, well, they should not enjoy these rights. My personal opinion is they're American. They should celebrate any right that any other American should have. I mean, people said the same thing about the blacks during the civil rights movement. You know, well, they're not humans, so therefore they shouldn't be counted as human. And anybody with, you know, 2 brain cells knows that that's crap. Saying that one person is human, one person is not, saying one person is American, one person is not, that's inviting division, and we don't need it. We don't need it in this country. We've had enough of it as is. So, yeah. Now, the details behind why a person is gay is also up to some debate. Some people go, oh, well, you know, they're that way because they choose to be. Some people say they're born that way. I am of the opinion that they have to choose to be. The basic reason is the born that way movement says that there is a gene that when it's turned on makes a person gay, and when it's turned off they are straight. That to me makes it sound like it's something that can be cured, like it's a disease that can be cured, and I'm sorry, it's not. Or at least in my opinion, it's not. I hate the idea that there are gay people hopping on board with the idea that a gene switch could turn it on and off, because then it makes it a curable disease. And you know, I've got gay friends. I don't think of them as disease. They aren't suffering day by day like I do with my nose. Yeah, I put all of those up there, and I shouldn't have, because I was going to make that a viewable platform. Oh well, I'll deal with that later. Anyway, so yeah. The other thing is they say born that way. That's possible. Born that way means to me that you were raised in such a way that it was conducive for you to be gay, and that's not a bad thing. It's really not. I was born this way to be an economist. My dad was really good with numbers. So it stands to reason that I would be really good with numbers. So it makes sense, born that way, in that respect. Let's see. I'm going to go for a little bit longer of a stream today. One, because I am getting a lot of work done. Two, I have a little bit more to talk about this, and I had a tough time getting going. So, yeah, anyway, the idea that born this way is genetic, meaning that there's a gene and it was passed down from father to son, mother to daughter, that kind of thing. That is slightly bad science. I know that there are scientists who've hopped on board with this, but I don't think that they followed it through. If there was such a gene that makes a person desire the same sex rather than an opposite sex, say there's a gene that makes them desire women and a gene that makes them desire men, two separate genes like that, and that could explain why there are bisexuals, because they desire both. If in reality there was that type of gene, it would not survive the process of evolution. Evolution, by definition, is survival of the fittest. Survival of the genes would go through, and you're literally saying that this gene made it through because it has a certain something that made it more viable than something else. So by process of elimination, not being able to reproduce and carry on their genes, a gay person's genetics would not carry over. It would not continue. And so to say that, oh, well, it is genetic, it is gene deep, is the term that I've heard used. By saying that it's gene deep and that, you know, the gene was passed on from parent to parent, wouldn't continue, because if they were attracted to males and they're male, they couldn't pass on their genetics. If they're female and they're attracted to females, they could not pass on their genetics. So it's really actually bad science to say, well, it's gene deep, because it cannot be. Now, if it's choice and it's okay to have that choice, you know, there's nothing wrong by choosing it, then it changes the game slightly, because now you can choose what you want and have the freedom to do so without being judgmental. And that gets right back to the Christian point of view, because a lot of Christians seem to think that they have the right to judge one another. You know, they say, oh, I'm being my brother's keeper. No, you're not. You're judging your brother for not thinking the same way that you think. That's not being your brother's keeper. That's being your brother's judge. And so that's one of the things that really bothers me about, well, Christians in general, is they justify what they do by saying, I'm doing this for this reason. But when you actually stop and think about it, they're not doing what they preach others need to do. They'll tell people, well, you need to do this, you need to do this, and they themselves will not do it. In fact, I remember reading something about that in the Bible where it says people who say to do one thing and yet they do the other. I would have to research it in order to know more. But it's that type of hypocrisy that I really cannot stand. And that's why I come down on people who will say one thing and do another. Yeah, guys, this has been a preachy episode. I've gone for 30 minutes. I do have more to talk about, but I don't want to sit there and bash a dead horse, as the saying goes. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for putting up with the little bit of rant here. If you do support gay marriage, thank you for that. If you do not support gay marriage, you know, you have the right to your opinion. All I ask is that you do obey the law, because they do have the rights protected by the law, just the same as you have rights to marry your spouse. So, that being said, I'm going to wrap this up today by saying, my friends, may peace find you well.